Hi, I'm Virginia and I've been a medical copywriter and content creator since 2020, and before that I was a pharmacist in London for about 6 or 7 years. So in this video we're answering the question, I'm a young medical doctor with an MBBS degree, should I start with medical writing or medical copywriting? Confused where to start or where to get the content to start with and want to do it all remotely. So I started as a medical writer completely remotely. This is way back in 2020 when we had lockdowns and the only way you could work was remotely unless you had a specific job where you had to be there in person. So I've been working remotely ever since, so just about 5 years now. And so I would recommend you start with medical copywriting because it's easier to get into. However, if you are not a creative person and you don't like writing website blog content or social media posts or stuff that is probably promotional and maybe not so much kind of unbiased because you're essentially selling something if you're doing copywriting, then I would recommend you start with just medical writing, where you might just be doing things like journal articles, or you could be medical education writing, or maybe journalism. So you're reporting maybe from a conference, or you're trying to actually inform people about an event that happened, or maybe some research that's come out, or maybe even newsletter writing. That might be something that you would enjoy. So in terms of where to start, I would recommend that you create a freelancer profile on somewhere like Upwork and try to find 1 or 2 jobs where you can do work with someone, or you can go and approach a charity or a non-governmental organization and then volunteer your skills for them. And then you can get some feedback on your work, whatever they want you to write. And then you can also go to LinkedIn and you can try and find some clients that way. But LinkedIn is more like social media for business. So you need to really build your profile. And I think a lot of people will understand if you do not have a lot of connections on LinkedIn, because some people go on LinkedIn and, they've only got 1 or 2 connections. And I still connect with them because maybe they're a person who is a doctor or they're a researcher and, they're an interesting person. So it's important for you to really have a LinkedIn profile. And so wherever you go to get work, make sure that you get a testimonial from that person that you work with. And then the work that you actually do, you can put into a portfolio. So you build up your portfolio of work, of your writing, and then you also have recommendations and testimonials from those people, because that will help you to get work in future. So if you are going to do anything for free, make sure that you are only doing a small amount of work, and also make sure that you do just write stuff that you want to write about. So for example, I really enjoyed writing about travel health. So I made my own website and I wrote about 5 blog articles, and then I used that as my portfolio on my profile on Upwork, and that helped me get my first job with an online doctor. And I also was on Instagram. I was looking at the stories of creators, and I got a job writing the scripts for a YouTube channel. And I think that it's really important that you write about what you enjoy. And then if you want to learn about new things and write about those, then that's also awesome. But also, if you are going to write anything, make sure that you are going to be using credible sources of information. So what do I mean by that? When you are writing information, it's not just stuff that's coming out of your head. So you're doing a degree at university, and you need to know that wherever you get your information that you're going to give to a patient has to be evidence-based. So it has to be well researched, and there needs to be something that says, this is what we recommend and this is why. So it's the same with writing. So try and use official sources of information, especially medical or health information. Usually where the medical writer comes in is they are taking that official information and they are making it easier to understand for a specific audience. So that could be either a healthcare professional, or it could be a patient, or it may be the general public. So that's where you get content because you asked where to get content to start with. You have to create it. And if you want to do it all remotely, then I've suggested Upwork and LinkedIn, and also you could create your own website. And mainly you need to reach out to people by emailing them, sending them messages. You can send them messages on places like Instagram or X, which used to be Twitter. You can also send them a message on LinkedIn. So I think you're allowed to have about 5 connection requests where you can add a note, I think, per week. And so that's one way to get in touch with people. Now, before you get in touch with people, this is my top tip, is go and read about them so that when you send them a message, they can tell that you've already gone to have a look at what they do and what they are about. And that is really important, because if you start off a conversation saying, hey, I'm looking for work, it just tells me that you might not be a great person to work with because you're just thinking about yourself. So if you reach out to work with someone, then you need to show that you want to help them. And it's not just about you wanting to, find work and just do it yourself, basically. So I hope that helps. And yes, you definitely do need to have a website. So whether you choose LinkedIn to be your website or you create your own website, I think creating your own website is a really good idea, because it helps you to learn how website pages actually work. And I think that really helped me, especially when it came to things like SEO, which is search engine optimization. So if you want to learn more about medical copywriting or SEO, or how to build your own website, or how to create a portfolio, or where to find clients, then I'll leave links to everything down in the description box below. So the medical copywriting course is also available in Spanish. So I hope that you check that out as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.